Hey y'all. Okay, last video for the day. I'm trying to do like at least one or two a day, just because I have a lot that I've been thinking about. And I'm trying really hard to be obedient to God this year, and I feel that this is something that He wants me to do. So, that being said, this particular video, I want to discuss what a lupus flare-up looks like for me personally. It's different for everybody. Every autoimmune disease is different. They all suck, but we're all gonna get through it because we gotta fight this. So my primary doctor has something that he tells me whenever I get discouraged or when I'm having a bad day. Because with autoimmune disease, it is like every time we turn around, there's something else that's popped up. So he tells me all the time, Marissa, I say it before, I'll say it again. If you've seen one lupus patient, you've seen one lupus patient. And that is so true. It's not just lupus, it's all the autoimmune diseases. You can put 5 people with the same autoimmune condition in a room. Each person has just night and day different experiences. So, that being said, I would like to just share, what I deal with whenever I have a flare-up and kind of what that looks like for me. And I would be grateful if people would stitch or comment or whatever and, share your experiences as well. I have systemic lupus erythematosus, discoid lupus, lupus nephritis, retinal vasculitis. I got all that for sure. Other stuff possibly, I don't know. At this point, I'm just rolling with it. Anyways, one of the first things that I noticed in flare-ups was hair loss. I lost just about all of my hair at one point when we really were first figuring it out. Migraines is another one that is like in the trenches for me. I despise migraines. I think that they are special torture. I went through a thing where I had the discoid lupus, which looked like ringworms almost, but it popped up like all over my arms, my face, especially like right in here. I called it my leopard print, but that was when we learned that sun is a no-go for me, which is not fair, but I've learned to utilize that. And I check the UV before I go places. I use sunscreen. I use umbrellas. I use tents. There's ways to still enjoy life. Don't ever give up on that. I have noticed that like when I'm in a flare-up, I'm either really exhausted or I cannot shut my brain off and, function in life. I get really shaky sometimes and have like chest pains. I don't know if that's a lupus thing or just a Marissa anxiety ridden creature thing. But some of like the main stuff that like every time I flare up is I get flu-like symptoms. I get fevers really bad, just randomly. Body aches, which that kind of goes along with the flu thing. One of the main, like really just every flare that I have is my hands. My hands will not work. They will either be really stiff or I can't grasp anything. They'll turn red. They'll hurt really badly. And that's something that I if I wake up and feel that, then I immediately know that I'm flaring. And it's also gotten where like I get really bad wrist pain out of the blue. I don't know what that's about, but we just add it to the list. And I occasionally will get like the mouth sores, but I think that might be from my medication. So I'm doing Imuran and Safnello, which is Imuran is a daily medication that I take, and Safnello is a infusion that I do every 4 weeks. And I don't know, I think that that's helping. I think that it's a good combination for me. But I also had this eye flare-up that I just had a couple weeks ago, which that is one of mine that is probably a more rare issue, is the eye thing, because not everybody that has lupus has if you have lupus, it's not necessarily going to be in every organ of your body. It's different people. I don't know how it decides what it wants to attack. But mine just came out really aggressively in 2021, and it went for everything that it could. So, but anyways, that's my personal experience as far as my flares and stuff. I'm actively trying to learn what foods make it worse. You know, I'm actively cutting any stressor out of my life. I'm trying really hard to get it more controlled so that I can have a better quality of life. You know, and just learn how to live with it, because it's not fixing to stop me. I know that God has a greater plan for me. He has a greater plan for each one of us. And autoimmune diseases are hard, and living with them is hard. But there's a content creator that has an autoimmune disease, and her thing, she says you can do hard things. Her name is Ashley something, I think. But she says you can do hard things. And she's right. That's all I have for this one. But God bless. If you want to respond, comment, stitch, whatever, I'm down with that. Like I say, I'm going to be trying to do at least one video every day. Just because I feel like I have a lot to talk about. So, and I'm trying to go where God leads. So, God bless y'all. Have a good night, and thank y'all.